It sounds like a rocket, doesn't it? PS4.
Doesn't matter.
Currently leading this race. How much longer?
Oi, bitch.
What?
You not gonna put my name on that?
Who the fuck are you calling a bitch?
You bastard.
How do you know I haven't? How do you know I haven't?
Cause I'm looking at it right now.
What do you mean?
The camera.
Oh! Yeah, I forgot you can
Fuck
see
me,
the
man.
actual screen. I was thinking, I forgot, I was thinking we were on share screen still. Sorry mate, it was just a copy and paste job, I wasn't even focusing. Because I did end up doing this by myself last week, because a certain person wasn't here, because they'd rather go and meet their friend who they haven't seen in a long time, blah blah blah.
Hey, he went. You asked me to do it. He came all the way down from Paisley. He took me, paid for pool for 3 hours. Then we came back here and he bought me a basket of Dominoes.
Oh, that's actually cute.
Yeah, I know.
And you called it bastarding. Okay, no. You're hard to please.
Fuck you. I mean, look at that fucking. Look at that picture you just saw
Excuse
there.
me, I don't think you should be talking like this to your employer.
But look at that picture again. That is. It's just. I may be a pretty bad situation, but it's still a really good picture. Not the one I sent you. The one that you got.
Oh, thanks for saying that now. Oh, lovely. You have a little way of Linkin Park.
Damn right. I put in general chat.
Oh, I saw it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen everything.
There's one hell of a goddamn fucking picture though.
It's magnificent. Right, we've got to switch to the old, what's it called?
Yeah.
And also I'm
You
going to
just,
put my phone on charge.
you just kept it on.
Yeah,
on
Ian,
your PC,
thanks for that. I was reaching down so I didn't even look, so I didn't even realise. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for pointless information.
What else am I here for?
Yeah, you're right. To be fair. Well, yeah. No. Yeah, no, yeah. Ah, Charlie's here. We should have 12 drivers on the track. Which isn't too bad.
I'll be back in a second.
Rightio. Oh, dearie me. Sorry, that came out a bit too loud, sorry. I wonder why. Why am I showing up as offline on Discord? I never even pressed invisible. I hide in plain sight. That ain't my style. Why am I showing up as invisible on Discord? Oh, I'm actually annoyed about this. I'm actually quite annoyed. I'm really, really angry. Ah, there we go, it's showing up now. Goody gumdrops. Oh no. Oh dearie me.
What are you saying about me?
I was saying Ian's a wanker.
Correct.
No, I wasn't really. I do apologise anybody watching for any profanities there, watching this afterwards. If you were offended, then it's your own fault, 'cause you shouldn't be watching this part of the stream. This is actually a restricted part of the stream which is not supposed to be available to anybody to watch. So yeah, any offence caused, yeah, it's on you, that one. But anyway, that being said, welcome back everybody to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are back here tonight for the GT4 Championship here on Project Cars 2. We're at the Silverstone National Circuit here for the second round, sorry, for the third round should I say, of this season. We've got Emma in the comments, big up Emma, obviously other half of Aussie Albie there saying, have a great night guys, I'm watching with a new viewer who's just getting into oh god, oh no, I'm so sorry, oh Emma, I'm so sorry for embarrassing, I do, oh that's shameful, that is so shameful. Ian, are you still there? I'm actually embarrassed, I'm actually really embarrassed, that was shameful of me. I'm so sorry Emma, I'm so sorry for embarrassing you, I didn't mean to do that. Welcome along to whoever's just joined you on the stream, and I hope you do enjoy. Obviously Aussie Albie racing out there tonight, as we all know him, we all love him, and he's got a few fans here in the chat, or rather a few fans watching here tonight, so that's great to see. And Emma, as always, it's lovely to see you in the chat. We've got Mike currently taking the fastest time in this practice session at the moment. It's going to be a reverse grid based on the championship standings coming into tonight. So that will be, obviously we'll take the standings from on their head and then just reverse it. So the drivers who've had the most successful season so far will start at the back, and those who have struggled or not had the best, or not had the rub of the green should I say, will be at the front of the grid and will have a chance to make amends for their slow starts to this season. Obviously it's only round 3 of the season, so still very early doors and still a long way to go. But Silverstone National Circuit, obviously Ian, we know it, we both enjoy it. It's a very exciting track, it's lots of action, usually very close racing. What do you reckon is in store for these cars? They're quite big and nifty cars for a small circuit like this.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd combination for these cars to be on with this combination of track.
Definitely.
Also, we're here at this configuration for the touring cars a few weeks ago, and they're obviously a lot slower than these cars, and they still provided more enough action that we needed in order to have a fantastic race, a fantastic view of everything. So if anything, these guys are just going to be a step up.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, we saw obviously a lot of the same drivers, a lot of the same guys in the league, between the GT4s and the touring cars. I think Motive, we've got about it's about a 20-man community, I think, all told, 20 person community. So on Project Cars 2, that is, obviously it's a lot bigger than that overall. But yeah, I'd say a lot of the same faces that you see out on track. But obviously we'll be hoping that tonight they can keep it all clean and tidy and make the most of some exciting racing. We've got Mike there taking the fastest time in the practice session. They're ahead of Cobb with John Boy 3rd and Craig in 4th place. Emma is saying that you haven't got your voice chat on, Ian, so just check your party settings, because obviously we're in a different party from the one we usually use, so you need to make sure that they're set to this particular party.
Yeah, but my settings always stay the same, so...
No.
I've got mine's an emulator.
Right, okay, 1 second then guys, do apologise for this. We're just going to get the formation map underway, so we'll get that started now, and I'm just going to jump onto my party settings. Double check that here, so let's have a look. So audio sharing settings, include microphone audio and video clips, include microphone audio and broadcast, share party audio, all of those have been checked. Broadcast settings, yep, that's all, that's not irrelevant, that's irrelevant. What else? Party settings, I'll do that now. but I doubt that's the main issue here, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think there's probably some other factor which is influencing that particular outcome. But if we go to party audio settings, have a look. So we've got prioritise party chat, allow your voice to be shared, always allow. Party voice chat connection is ticked. Everything's on, mate. Every single possible setting is now selected. Right, can you just repeat after me? Seashells, seashells on the seashore.
Not to be too vulgar, but bite me. Not even that with my accent. That is not happening.
Do you know what? I think his sound is actually alright, Emma. It sounds alright now, to be fair. I've just checked it, I played it back and it sounds alright. I don't think there's too much of an issue with that. I know he's a little bit quieter than I am, but I can actually hear him quite well, to be fair. So I think I'll take that. I'm okay with that. Sorry, Ian. I just kind of I just kind of wanted to stir the pot a bit to heat to get you to say a full sentence. So
not with my accent, you're not.
I just did, mate. But anyway, we're about to go for the formation now, and here we go. So they're just going to get in reverse order based on the championship standings. Obviously the drivers that we've got tonight, we're missing a few. Bart Cooper, a notable absentee. Also Big Blue not here tonight either, so there's a few drivers who aren't out there, but nonetheless 12 of them here at Silverstone for this third round of the season, and hopefully we can have an exciting night of action here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel here on Project Cars 2 for the GT4s. It'll be Nick leading us away as he did last week for the first race of the night, and he's a driver who we know when he's given a strong grid position can do a lot of damage, so whether or not he's going to be able to do that tonight we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, should be an exciting night. Charlie Goff making his seasonal debut in the GT4s here tonight. Will be lining up at the back, obviously making his first appearance, so that means he does have to start at the rear of the field. So he's got a lot of work to do, but it'll be interesting to see him in the GT4s, because I've never seen him racing the GT4s before. Emma's also saying that your audio is better now, Ian, so that's obviously great.
I suppose so.
Indeed, but here we are then, guys, coming out of Luffield, about to go racing here for the first race of the night here for the GT4s, and Nick De Villa has wasted absolutely no time at all. He's got his pedal foot to the floor and he's off and away as they're coming through Woodcote and over the start-finish line to start, or rather to start the first race of the night. Here we go, into Cops Corner we come for the first time. We've got Charlie who's trying to make a move here on Doris Deer, but Champ, sorry, trying to make a move on Doris Deer, but Doris Deer holds the inside coming through Cops Corner. In the background there you can see the Porsche of LFRD getting very wide, and that might allow John Boy an opportunity as they come into Magus and Beckett's here for the first time, as Doris Deer holding ahead of Charlie, and LFRD still ahead of John Boy at the moment, but Nick De Villa holds the lead coming out of Chapel Curve. Pot the Brown has got Smokey Devil attacking on the back of him as they come down that Wellington straight here for the first time at racing speeds. You got Doris Deer just behind them ahead of Champ, followed by LFRD, John Boy behind them ahead of Cobb, followed by Aussie Arby, Mike, Craig and Charlie Goff at the back of the pack. But we've got currently Pot the Brown coming out heavy pressure from Smokey Devil at the moment as they come through Brooklands, and he's looking to the outside here into Luffield, and he's going to go for a cutback. He's not going to be able to at the moment, and it's as you were in that battle at the moment, as we can see side by side here between Aussie and Mike looking to the inside here coming out of Luffield, gets a good run there coming through Woodcote, and he will have to run down the start finish straight, and Mike I think should be able to get that move done up into 9th place. So Mike there up in position now. Aussie's got to watch out because Craig is attacking the back of him as well here coming into Cops Corner.
You can take a breath now.
Sorry mate, yeah, I just like to cover the action nice and swiftly and make sure I'm not missing anything. But LFRD has got ahead of Doris Deer down towards Magus and Beckett's. He's done that one up into 4th place as Doris Deer getting sideways. Oh no! Oh, he just overcooked it there, didn't he? Just I think he lost the car as he was on the brakes there, so he obviously got it a bit too heavy in terms of the steering, but unfortunate there for him, and he's down a few places in that little debacle there. But Doris Deer down to 11th place in that one, as we can see a move being shaped up. John Boy really attacking on the back of the leaders here. Currently this is a battle for the podium places between Champ, LFRD and John Boy. John Boy looking really racy in the early stages of this one. We've got side by side here as Mike looking to the inside of Smokey coming out of Luffield, and Smokey there onto the curve a bit on the outside. They're coming through Woodcote once again here, and Mike looking a little bit closer here to Smokey. Is he going to have a chance coming down the start finish straight? You can see Smokey getting the space there on the inside. Mike there with the straight line speed, should have better straight line speed than the Jetta in that BMW. There's a bit of contact there coming into Cops. Smokey Devil just holding around the outside, but he goes a little bit wide, which could allow Mike to have a run down towards Maggots. No, it doesn't actually. Smokey gained a big advantage from running wide there, which is a little bit naughty, I've got to say. So Smokey there holding on. Oh no, he's gone deep. Smokey's gone deep there, going through Beckett's, and out of Chapel we go. Somebody's parked up by the side of the track here. Who's that? Somebody's parked up. That's Nick, is it? I think it's Nick. Nick has just got out of the way of absolutely everybody there. It's got down to P10, so not quite sure what he was doing there, but he's down to the back of the pack as we see Champ now leading the race at LFRD. John Boy is now in third place, so this battle that was for third is now for the lead of the race, which is quite a turn up for the books here. John Boy down the inside of LFRD makes the move coming out of Luffield, and John Boy now running in P2, but Champ leading the race as he did in the final race of last week at the Osher Slaven. He's once again showing he's got the pace here in the GT4s. Down the start finish straight we go again to start lap 5 of the race. LFRD actually gets the move back down on John Boy coming down the start finish straight. Had a better exit coming out of Luffield and got that position back beautifully there. Craig now looking to get a run here out of Cop's corner and makes the move on Smokey Devil up into 7th place. As we've got John Boy, sorry mate, John Boy trying to hold it around the outside of Cop there.
I was just going to say, like I said, you know, during the practice session, you know, these cars are providing a, you know, an even better experience for us to commentate on, and they're putting up a fantastic show. They're still stuck together pretty much the entire field.
Yes, a real train of cars at the moment. The top 9, and they're breaking away a bit from Nick the Biller and Doris Steer, who are battling over 10th and 11th places. They're a long way ahead of Charlie Goff, who's not had the night so far, but obviously we've got to give him credit because he did jump in at a very late notice here, so fair play to him for giving it a good go, and obviously he'll improve for the experience in this race, and hopefully in the second one we'll be able to challenge with the rest of them. But we see the leaders coming over the line here to start lap 6. There's Champ ahead of LFRD, John Boy, Cobb, Potter Brown, Mike, Craig. They're going through a shot, 2.5 seconds separating the top 7 drivers. They have broken away a little bit now from Smokey and Aussie Albie as they're coming out of Cobb's corner. Aussie Albie doesn't seem to have the pace that he's had in the last few races. LFRD making a move down the inside of Champ there, and it's done that one brilliantly there up into the dumps to the lead of the race. And there's John Boy following him through as well. So LFRD losing out 2 places in the space of, well, it was Champ who actually got the move back down on LFRD coming out of Chapel Curve. So LFRD is now dropped down to 3rd place. John Boy though is putting on his inside. Yeah, he's going to make that move back down the inside. Is LFRD? No, John Boy holding it around the outside. We'll have the inside there for Luffield. As Cobb now attacking on the back of LFRD as well. LFRD's already lost 2 places on this lap. He's now going to lose 3 because Cobb moves himself up into the podium places here. LFRD going backwards at the moment as Cobb there had to get out of it, and LFRD's going to swoop around the outside as a result. Cobb had to get out of it because John Boy was right in the way, as John Boy got a horrible run coming out of Luffield, and now LFRD is going to swoop around the outside of John Boy and back up into 4th, up into 2nd place. So he goes from 1st to 4th and back from 4th to 2nd again. So what a lap LFRD's had there. But Champ leading the race as they come through into Maggots and Beckett's again. LFRD trying to hold it around the outside of John Boy into Beckett's. He manages to do so. As Mike there's just ahead of Craig as they're coming through on the exit of Chapel Curve once again. As Craig gets it all wrong. He gets it horribly wrong there and gets onto the grass as a result. And Craig losing time there in that battle for the lead. Smokey ahead of Aussie with Doris Deer and Nick in the background there at the back of your shot. But Champ still has the lead. Always John Boy gets it all wrong onto the grass there coming out of Brooklands. Cobby is still attacking on the back of LFRD here. Oh no! Cobb there getting it all wrong on the inside of that field, and he's going to lose a load of places here. Drops from 3rd down to P7 I think in a second because Craig's now got a run on him. Back to the leaders though. Champ still, yeah, I think he's just about, but Champ's still leading ahead of John Boy. John Boy though is breathing down the neck of Champ, and John Boy was half a second quicker than Champ on the previous lap as LFRD went very wide there going out of Cop's corner. There's Aussie and Smokey who are battling over 8th and 9th. Smokey's now in between Aussie and Doris. Nick the Villa now arriving on back of these.
I love how Smokey always tries to stay with the purple theme in these cars. In the Clios, he races the purple Clio. And this, in the GT4s, he races a purple Janelle.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know how I've never noticed that. I really should have noticed that, shouldn't I? I don't know why that's gone over my head all this time. I should have realised it by now. But, oh no, it's Nick there, gives Smokey a big tap in the rear. Obviously, Nick not a fan of that purple livery. Oh, and Smokey there was lost it there. Oh, he couldn't control it. He's off on, he's beached on the gravel there. Does Nick take responsibility for that? Or does he think, well, I gave him a chance to regain it and he didn't? suppose it's a bit of that's a bit of a difficult one because obviously Nick caused the initial mistake, but then Smokey then caught it and then made another mistake. So I guess you could say really it's not entirely Nick's fault that one.
It slowed down for a sufficient amount of time for the incident he was involved.
I would say he certainly learned. You know, it certainly learned his mistake, hasn't he? There? Yeah. Oh, did Craig lose it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig's actually losing loads of places here, coming down the Wellington Straight. He's off onto the runoff there. So he's, that's not good for him. He's down to 9th place in this race. That's gone pretty much pretty pear-shaped there for Craig. What a shame. Oh no, Doris Steer loses it coming through Brooklands. Aussie Albie there, nowhere to go. Did Aussie punt him? Oh no! There's a huge crash there. Doris Steer on his roof. Was that Nick that tagged him? I think it was.
I don't think it has a reset button.
It was Nick Davila who went steaming into Doris Steer, and Doris is on his roof, and I don't think he's going to be able to re-get it together again unless Charlie's very, very nice. No, Charlie doesn't do the noble, the honourable thing. Yeah, he could have done. He's got nothing to lose in this race, but oh well. Cobbin has made the move on Pot the Brown up into 4th.
I think he has actually. I think he's good now.
Yeah.
No, he's in the packs. Yeah, he's retired for the packs.
Yeah, that's him. So Doris Steer done for this race. Charlie up into P10 and Nick Davila in the pits for what I think is going to be some lengthy repairs there for him. We've got Day in the comments there saying Jesus in regards to that pretty catastrophic incident there between Doris Steer and Nick Davila. But we go back to the leaders here because there's currently a battle going on here between Charlie and John Boy, and Mike is also with them as well. A second separating the top 3 at the moment. They're gapping Cobb consistently at the moment. Cobb was well over half a second off of Mike, but actually, you know what? Cobb's actually quicker than the 2 leaders. So, you know what? The top 2 are being caught by John Boy and Cobb at the moment, bit by bit. Is this just because they're battling maybe? Now that John Boy's on the back of him, he might struggle to make the move on them. But at the moment, Champ doing everything he has to do out the front, currently driving his race and doing a very, very solid job. As we saw last week at the Oschersleben, had a good chance of winning the final race of the night, but got a bit unlucky near the end. Got pounced around actually by Mike on the final lap of the race. Although the stewards did actually come to the conclusion that it was a bit of a 50-50 between them. It was obviously Champ going very, very slowly on the apex, and Mike there maybe being a bit caught out, so it was a bit of 50-50 I'd say in that particular instance. So nothing doing was the decision of the stewards. But we go back to this battle here because this is looking to be pretty heating. It's pretty heating up at the moment, and John Boy's lost out to Mike, so Mike's got the move done there going into Magus. So that's now Mike up into 2nd place. Oh no, it's Champ's lost it, yeah. Oh no, he gets punted around by John Boy as well. John Boy there's going to take the lead. John Boy will argue that wasn't his fault because Champ was already losing it anyway. So that didn't really change anything at all, if I'm honest with you. Champ was already basically sideways and was pretty much done in his own instance there. So I don't think that you can really pin that on John Boy at all there.
No, definitely not. He was just caught up in the middle of a mistake that was already made.
Absolutely, Champ.
It was an unavoidable incident like that.
Definitely, Champ was already sideways and he'd already had enough at that moment, and it just, unfortunately John Boy nowhere to go. But John Boy is now leading the race. He's got just under a second here over Cobb. So can Cobb now challenge John Boy? John Boy might have a bit of damage on the front of his car. It's not big, it's not visible, but there could be a little bit of a hindrance potentially on the front end of that car, which might cost him some performance in the latter stage of this race, because he had a fair old whack into Champ, which obviously helped Champ round, and it's dropped Champ now down to 4th place. Oh, is Champ there sideways? Oh no! This is a demolition derby now. As Mike there is now lost a load of places here as well. Champ down to 5th, Mike down to 7th. And did Craig get caught up in that? I think Craig has got through the worst of it. Champ though, they're wide there coming out onto the Wellington Straight, so he is crabbing at the moment. He's now behind Craig, but is he going to have any performance in the car to be able to challenge for any positions here? Mike down to 7th place, also with damage. Can Aussie make the most of that? and move himself up into 7th. That's going to be one to watch. We go to the lead because Cobb is now attacking the back of John Boy. I said earlier on, John Boy could have damage. I think he has got damage. Cobb looking to take full advantage here into Cobb's corner. Down the inside he goes, and Cobb is into the lead here at the first race of the night. So Cobb here has kept himself out of trouble, hasn't been involved in any scuffles, and could be about to reap the benefits here in this first race of the night. He hits the front coming into Magus and Beckett's. What has John Boy got to come back at him here? John Boy's obviously been involved in a couple of incidents, none of his own fault. Obviously they've happened in front of him and he's had no sort of a way out of any of them. But there we go then. Cobb now has the ascendancy in this race. Can he hold on to it? We've got David Snook there saying, long time no see. It is indeed, Snooky. Good to see you in the comments. One of our veteran drivers on ACC, back on the PS4 days of ACC. We've also got Day saying, race of attrition. Yeah, indeed. It's a war out there at the moment. It's about hanging in there. It's about survival, this one. If you survive, you might get some points.
If you are in that wrong spot at that very wrong second, your race is done for, unfortunately.
Indeed, yeah. It's not about decision making or about wisdom. It's about pure chance at this point. But in this instance, we currently got Cobb leading the race ahead of John Boy, and John Boy trying to keep onto the back of him, but with his damage, he's struggling to really hold on to him at the moment. Could pop the Brown be in for a P2 at this point. He's only 4 seconds behind John Boy. We've got probably about 7 laps left in this race. John Boy's managing to hold on to that slipstream for the time being, but you can see how much Cobb is putting away despite John Boy having that slipstream. Cobb is absolutely leaving him for dead here coming down the Wellington straight, so I think John Boy will do well here to hold on to second at this rate.
Yeah, definitely. The car just does not seem to be happy in any way, shape or form, but I'm surprised at how good Champ's car looks given his situations.
Yeah, he did have a bit of a knock, didn't he? He got into, I mean, he's been into Mike, obviously LFRD earlier on as well. I mean, he's been through the wars as Champ. His pace is okay. His pace is actually matching the leader, which is miraculous, if I'm honest. His car isn't as battered up as LFRD's actually. LFRD's has taken a severe beating, as you can see on the front end. But Craig here looking to the outside, and you can see LFRD. You can see, look at that, he's wobbling around everywhere. Got no confidence in that at all. Craig here looking to the inside into Maggots. LFRD goes a little bit deep. Craig gives him a bit of a tap as well for good measure, and Champ there swoops down the inside, says thank you very much, Craig. And now Champ might fancy his chances on LFRD here as well, as they come down the Wellington straight here on lap 16 of this race. Champ here down the inside of LFRD into Brooklands, and he's going to have that one done there up into 4th place. Mike and Aussie still battling over 7th and 8th places as they have been for the last few laps. Obviously Mike with some damage, Aussie's not. Cobb is still pulling away from John Boy. John Boy's, I'll tell you what, it's weird with John Boy because his damage isn't as obvious as the others. Like you look at his car and it looks perfectly fine, but obviously he has got damage quite clearly because his pace has completely dropped off in the last few laps. But he seems to be pulling away a bit from Potter Brown, which is crucial for him because Potter Brown is only 4 seconds back. But John Boy seems to have got that together, and I think he should be now safe, more or less, in that second spot. But I think the podium place is pretty much locked out. Always we see Craig there getting sideways going through Beckett's, and that is going to allow LFRD to swoop through into 5th place. Easy pickings there for him. LFRD there moves up a position. And in the background there, Aussie Albie getting a bit wide there coming out to the Wellington straight. Is he going to have a chance here on Mike? As he looks down the inside into Brooklands. He's having a look, isn't he, Aussie Albie? He's having a chance. He's going to send it out on the inside. Mike gives him the space, sees him coming. As they're side by side into Luffield, Mike's going to have the inside for Luffield, but Aussie's going to have the better grip, better traction, and more confidence. But Mike there manages to hold it.
It's definitely a brave choice going for the GT4.
Yeah, I don't really know what strength has it got. Straight line speed?
No.
No.
No, it's basically a worse off Janetta.
Oh, so it's basically quick through the corners, but or rather it's bad in the straight lines and not as quick through the corners as Janetta.
It's bad everywhere.
Ah. To be fair, I mean Aussie Albie had a really strong start to the season. He was up there challenging with Mike and Cobb in the first couple of rounds. He seems to be just, I don't know what it is about this track because he likes this track. Aussie Albie, I've seen him in this track before. Maybe it's just the car around this track.
Right, next time they come down the straight, compare his speed to the BMW. And you'll be able to see this big difference. We'll be able to see this big difference.
Yeah, definitely so. We got David there in the comments, David Snook, they're saying, coming back guys, be good to see you back out on track soon. Snooky, it's been a while as you said. Have you got the PS5 now? If you've got PS5 obviously you can join us because we are only PS5 on ACC unfortunately at the moment, but as long as you've got PS5 you're good to go. Good to see Snooky back on track, wouldn't it, Evo guy?
Yeah, it would be actually. It's been a good while since we last saw.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously we both do the comms on the Sundays now, Snooky, because yeah, we've got two of us in the box. It's much better, much more professional, and also saves my voice a bit. But yeah, Snooky did actually do a couple of comms with me, funny enough. He's got something in common with you, Ian. He's did a couple of commentaries. He jumped in one race where he retired, and then the week after that I think he did a full race with me, but did a bit of comms on the motor channel. Little known fact, but he did a couple of times. Oh no, champ! What's happened here? He's on his roof there. Oh my goodness! What has gone on there? Champ has gone into somebody. He has been God. He's been going into everyone tonight. I don't know if it's his fault, but LFRD and Craig managed to get through relatively unscathed. Oh God. That is yeah, I don't really know what to say about that.
Whoops.
Yeah. Whoopsie. But anyway, moving swiftly on, we've got Cobb coming into Brooklands, and he's got currently a 3-second gap over John Boy at the moment, so he's looking quite comfortable. And John Boy in second, Potter Brown running in the final podium place. Really good showing from him here tonight. We've got LFRD still defending from Craig as they come through into Brooklands, but Craig's too far back as they go into the corner. There's Champ, who's got a front bumper that looks like it's trying to make a break for it. Let's hope it can hang on until the end of the race. As I see Emo guy, I can hear Emo guy tap 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 tapping away. But Emma there says, what is going on? Emma, I really don't know, to be honest with you. This was not the night where we wanted to be introducing new viewers. Obviously, I don't know if it's one of your friends or if it's, or I guess yours and Aussie Hubby's friends. It's John Boy. He's lost it there coming out of Chapel. Oh no, John Boy there has binned it on the final lap of the race, and that's going to give Potter Brown P2. A very unexpected mistake there from John Boy. Very unlike him to make a completely unforced error under no pressure from anybody, driving around by himself. John Boy down to P3 and Potter Brown in a fantastic position here, second place. But Cobb coming out of Luffield into Woodcote for the final time here in race 1. It's going to be first blood tonight for Cobb as he comes up towards the line, making the most of all the incidents, staying out of trouble, keeping his nose clean. Over the line comes Cobb to take the victory here in the evening opener. We've got Potter Brown coming up towards the line to take second place ahead of John Boy. Managed to capitalise on John Boy's last lap mistake there. John Boy, I'm sure he's going to be fuming with that one. So Potter Brown second, John Boy third. Craig is going to hold on from LFRD for fourth place in the end. A good show from Craig as a late jump in reserved here tonight. LFRD P5 had champion P6 with big damage there. Just holds on from Aussie and Mike, who come over in 7th and 8th places. Smokey will be the last driver to finish the race in 9th place. We lost a couple of drivers here from the race. Charlie, Doris Steer, and there was one more driver who we obviously lost. Nick the Villa. Yeah, he retired, but he did it quite quietly. So yeah, Nick retired, and obviously we lost Charlie and Doris Steer much earlier on. But that is that then, guys, for the first race of the night. Cobb, Potter Brown and John Boy are podium finishers, but Cobb there in another league from everybody else. Obviously got the fastest lap as well, but what a race that was. And we're going to jump into a new stream for the second race, so don't go anywhere. We're back very, very soon indeed.